How are you? Good afternoon, all of you. Once again, welcome back to my class. Dear student, in today's class, we are going to teach you 8th standard, second language, English. In this video, let us learn about the lesson Supplementary Reader. The second part, Supplementary Reader. So, the lesson name is Lal Bahadur Shastry. Okay, dear student, already you heard this name. Okay, remember? Who was Lal Bahadur Shastri? Already you read in the previous classes, 8th, 9th, 7th or 6th standard. Already you heard about the Lal Bahadur Shastri. Okay, dear student, tell me, who was Lal Bahadur Shastri? Okay, Lal Bahadur Shastri is one of the great freedom fighter. Okay, ಹೆಸರಂತ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So, he is one of the greatest freedom fighter to our country, to our nation. The many freedom fighters gave their lives to our country. Okay, my dear student? In the ancient days, the British government acquired to our country. You know, at the moment, the many people gave their lives, and then patriotism, like the many freedom fighters, you know, already you heard the name in the freedom struggle. Okay, tell me one by one the freedom fighters name, dear student. Like, yes, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Jawaharlal Nehru, Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai, Bhagat Singh, and then what next? Vanke Ogawa, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, like many peoples, the many greatest freedom fighters gave their lives to our country, got the freedom to British rule. British ಅವರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಗೊಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ many people gave their lives to a patriotism. Okay, ದೇಶಭಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. And then, so that is the one person is there. Lal Bahadur Shastri is one of the freedom fighters. He was struggle against to the British rule. Britishರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಹೋರಾಡಿದ್ರು. So, we read in today's class about Lal Bahadur Shastri, his boyhood days and an education, achievement. Dear student, we read today about the Lal Bahadur Shastri. Okay, shall we start, my dear student? Class? Okay, let's start the today's class. All of you open your books. Page number 163. All of you open your textbook Supplementary Reader. So, Lal Bahadur Shastri, the beginning, one paragraph is there, the bracket. The story here. The great sons ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂತಹ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. Lal Bahadur who never aspired for a power. He was not aspired. Aspire means ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ದಾಹ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. Aspired for power. Became the Prime Minister of India. My dear student, tell me, who was the first Prime Minister of India? Okay, you are correct. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is one of the first Prime Minister of India in independent India. Okay, then next became the Prime Minister of India after Nehru. So Lal Bahadur Shastri is one of the Prime Minister of India after Nehru. Nehru ನಂತರ ಇವರು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ನೆಹರು. ನೆಹರು ನಂತರ ಇವರು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. He was by nature calm and cool. He is very calm and then cool personality. ತುಂಬ ಅವರು ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು. But could be tough when the occasion demanded read on. So in the next ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಕಾಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು. ಅಕೇಶನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಂದರ್ಭವನ್ನು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ read on. What will next? We go next part of the lesson. Dear student, once again repeat this bracket. The story of one of the great sons of India is told here. Lal Bahadur, who never aspired for power, became the Prime Minister of India after Nehru. He was by nature calm and cool, but could be tough when the occasion demanded read on. He is one of the this story is one of the great sons of India. The Lal Bahadur who never aspired of, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ he was the Prime Minister of India after Nehru. ನೆಹರು ನಂತರ ಇವರು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ he was by nature, he is one of the greatest personality in our India. He is ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಎಂಥದ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಕಾಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೂಲ್ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನಿ ಅಕೇಶನ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೂಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೂಲ್, ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ಎಂತಹ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಪವರ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ರೀಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಗೋ. ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು remember. And then who was the Lal Bahadur Shastri? You make one idea. ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತು ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಲೌಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್. ಯು ಲಿಸನ್ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ and then observe your textbook carefully. Okay? Shall we start? Okay, let's start the loud reading. First paragraph. Lal Bahadur was born on October 2, 1904. Gandhiji was born on the same date in 1869 at Mughal Sarai. His parents were Sharda Prasad and Dulagi Devi. As a boy, Lal Bahadur was brave, kind and full of courage and was getting dark. It was hard on him. Therefore, I give him 1 anna instead of half anna. This shows how kind Lal Bahadur was. Next paragraph, second one. After his school education, he went to Varanasi and joined Kashi Vidyapita and studied there for 4 years. As a student, he was very bright in subjects like philosophy, economics, political science and social science. He had to walk 8 miles each way. He was so poor that he could not buy a bicycle. He got the degree Shastri when he was studying at Kashi Vidyapita. He had to lead a hard life. His monthly expenditure was just 2.5 rupees. Next, third one paragraph. After his education, he joined the Indian National Congress and participated with Nehru and Sardar Patel in the non-cooperation movement and Dandi March. He served the country in various capacities as the Minister for Home and Transport in Uttar Pradesh, at the center as Railway Minister, Home Minister and also the Prime Minister. Okay, next page 164, paragraph 4. Once before independence, Lal Bahadur's daughter contracted smallpox. In those days, it was a dreadful killer. The girl's condition caused anxiety. Lal Bahadur, who was in prison, got the message. He sought the permission of prison authority to see his ailing daughter. The government agreed to release on parole for 15 days on the condition that he should not take part in any political agitation. Shastry said, "Release me and parole without any conditions or else I don't accept parole." The government agreed to release him. He came to the house. Unfortunately, the girl died on the same day. He performed the obsequies. He still had 3 or 4 days of the parole left, but he decided to return to prison. His family pleaded with him, but Shastry said, "The parole is for the sake of my daughter. She is dead. It's not right that I should stay back." He went back to prison. Okay, dear student, finish aloud reading. You take a silent reading for a few minutes. Okay? Start your silent reading. all of you finish your silent reading. Okay, next we go. We read some glossary words in the textbook. Some glossary words is there. Page number 165. Glossary words: vitality, vigor or energy. Next, stroll, walk. Vendor, seller on the street. Facilities means comfort. Anxiety, concern. Scarcity, non-availability. Austere means simple. Abolished, did away with, stopped. Sole, only or single. Associate means additional. Tactful, intelligent in handling people. Next, obscure means rites performed after death. Okay? So, in the some glossary words and the green word. Glossary words: vitality means vigor or energy. Strong means walk. Vendor means seller on the street. Next, facilities, comfort. Anxiety, concern. Scarcity means non-availability. Austere means simple. Abolish means did away with, stopped. Sole means only, single. These are the glossary words from the lesson. Are you understand, dear student? Next we go the explanation of the lesson. First para. Lal Bahadur was born on October 2, 1904. Okay? When did Lal Bahadur Shastry, Lal Bahadur born? Lal Bahadur was born and he was born and October 2, 1904. Lal Bahadur was born on October 2, 1904. Gandhiji was born on the same date in 1869. Okay, dear student, you listen carefully. Gandhiji was born on the same date. Date October 2, Gandhiji. Gandhiji was born on October 2, 1869. Okay? So, when did the place name is Gandhiji was born on October 2 and 1869, Gujarat in Porabandar. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪೋರಬಂದರ್ ಇನ್ ಗುಜರಾತ್. ಗುಜರಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಪೋರಬಂದರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ್ರು. When the Lal Bahadur Shastri was born on October 2, he was the born in same date, October 2. Okay? Born and who was born? So, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Next, Gandhiji. Okay? Are you understand, dear student? Okay. Lal Bahadur was born on October 2. October 2, 1904. 1904. And then Gandhiji was born on the same date. Ibru kuda onde date kottidru. October place name is Mughal Sarai. His parents were Sharada Prasad and Dulari Devi. Okay, Lal Bahadur Shastri's father name. Father Sharada Prasad. Sharada Prasad. Mother Dulari. Dulari Devi. Okay, dear students, Lal Bahadur Shastri born at place Mughal Sarai. Father name is Sharada Prasad. Mother name is Dulari Devi. Next, as a boy, Lal Bahadur was a brave, kind, and full of courage. As a boy, in the boyhood days, Lal Bahadur Shastri is one of the very courageous person, courageous boy, and then one of the brave boy. Brave, courage, both are same. ಅಂದ್ರೆ courage, brave ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಉಳ್ಳವರು, ಚಾಣಕ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ರು. Brave, kind means pity to others. ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕರುಣೆ ತೋರಿಸೋದು. And full of courage. Full of courage ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ. Next, vitality means ಏನು? Inspire, ಹುರುಪು ತೋರಿಸೋದು. And then once he and his uncle went for a stroll. Okay, vitality means vigor or power or energy ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Next, when once he had and his uncle went for a stroll. Stroll means walk. Walk ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Walk. It was a getting a dark. At the moment, it was full of a dark. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕತ್ಲಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. An old man who was selling mangoes saw them. At the moment, one of the old man selling the mangoes beside the road. He was a very old. ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿತ್ತು. ರೋಡಿನ ಪಕ್ಕ ಅವನು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ. Selling a mangoes. He was selling some mangoes, fruits. ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. Saw them. See present saw first tense. Okay. Them means who? ಅವರು. Them. Uncle and the Lal Bahadur's uncle saw them. To whom? To the old person. ಹಳೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು. He said, it is a getting dark. Who said? The old man said to the Lal Bahadur and then his uncle. He said that it is getting a dark. Getting a dark means ಈಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಕತ್ಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. That's why I will sell these at 1 anna for 100 mangoes. Anna means ಆಣೆ ಅಂತ. ಅನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಣೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. 1 ಆಣೆ 2 ಆಣೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. I will sell these at 1 anna. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಆಣೆಗೆ for 100 mangoes. ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ 1 anna for 100 mangoes. ಒಂದು ಆಣೆಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 100 ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. 1 anna ಮತ್ತೆ 100 mangoes. 1 anna 100 mangoes. ಒಂದು ಆಣೆಗೆ ನಾನು 100 ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. I will sell these at 1 anna for 100 mangoes. Lal Bahadur and his uncle agreed to buy. He was finally agreed by the mango fruits. The vendor means seller. the vendor started counting fruits. He was starting at the moment counting the fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4. When he reached 50, he was counting the fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4. When he was reached 50, Lal Bahadur asked him to stop. Vendor stop anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು Lal Bahadur stop. He gave the vendor 1 anna. He gave means who gave? Lal Bahadur gave 1 anna. Later his uncle asked him. After his uncle asked to the Lal Bahadur, why he had done so? ನೀನು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸು ಅಂದೆ? Lal Bahadur replied, 100 mangoes for an anna is too cheap. For 100 mangoes, 100 ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳಿಗೆ ₹1 ಕೊಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೀಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Cheap. He was prepared to suffer a loss because it was getting dark. Already he was a suffer to the loss because getting a dark. ಅವನಿಗಾಗಲೇ ತುಂಬ ಕತ್ಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅವನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಆಣೆಗೆ ನಾವು 100 ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಚೀಪ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಅವನು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Therefore, I give him 1 anna instead of half an anna. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು 1 anna ಇನ್ನು ಹಾಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ನಾನು 1 anna ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಆಣೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. This shows how kind Lal Bahadur was. So this is one of the incident shows how Lal Bahadur Shastry is a pity man. He was a great personality. He was a great patriotism. He was a very kind to others. He was a very respectable person. Okay, this is one of the very bad situation. This shows how kind Lal Bahadur was. So, ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Lal Bahadur is one of the very pity person to others. Okay, my dear student, are you understand this paragraph? Okay. Once again, repeated some points in the paragraph. Lal Bahadur Shastry was born. Where did Lal Bahadur was born? Lal Bahadur was born on October 2, 1904. In Mughal Sarai. Place name is Mughal Sarai. Okay, this is done. So, the Gandhiji was born on the same date. Lal Bahadur Shastry and then Gandhiji was born on the same date in the same month. October 2. This is one of the very interesting, Okay. Next, in 1869, Gandhiji, Gujarat, place. Okay. Next, in the boyhood days, when he was a very courageous boy, and then very tactful, and then very what? Vitality means very energical boy. Lal Bahadur as a boy. Then Lal Bahadur Shastri's father name is Sharada Prasad. Mother name is Dulari Devi. Okay? Father name is Sharada Prasad. Mother is Dulari Devi. Once he and your uncle went to a stroll. Stroll means walk at the ಒಂದು old person selling a mango beside the road, beside the road, beside the street. So at the moment, the old person asked to the Lal Bahadur and his uncle, it is getting a very dark, and then in these mangoes sell to you in the 1 anna per 100 mangoes. And then Lal Bahadur and his uncle agreed to the old man. Finally, the old person counted the mangoes 1, 2, 3, 4. When he was reached the 50, Lal Bahadur Shastri stop. Okay, stop. Later his uncle asked him why he had done so. ಯಾಕೆ ನೀನು 50 ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ನೀನು ಸಾಕು ಅಂದೆ? Lal Bahadur replied that, so a 100 mangoes for a anna is too cheap. Okay, so this person is suffering loss because he getting a dark. It was a very hard. Okay, that's why I gave him and 1 anna instead of a half anna. Half anna ಬದಲಾಗಿ 1 ಅನ್ನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ in the 50 mangoes. So this incident shows how kindly person, how likely person Lal Bahadur Shastri was. Okay, my dear student. Next we go second paragraph. After his school education, he went to Varanasi and joined Kashi Vidyapita and studied there for 4 years. As a student, he was very bright in subjects like philosophy, economics, political science and social science. He had to walk 8 miles each way. He was so poor that he could not buy a bicycle. He got the degree Shastri while he was studying in the Kashi Vidyapita. He had to lead a hard life. His monthly expenditure was just 2.5 rupees. After his school education, he went to Varanasi and joined Kashi Vidyapita. Finally, after his school education, he went to Varanasi. He went to Varanasi, joined Kashi Vidyapita. He was joined to the Kashi Vidyapita. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ವಾರಣಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ and studied there for 4 years. In the Kashi Vidyapita, he was studied for 4 years. 4 years. 4 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. As a student, he was a very bright in subject. As a student, he was very intelligent, bright, and then very powerful knowledge. ಅವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಜ್ಞಾನವುಳ್ಳಂತಹ ಮತ್ತು ಜಾಣರಾದಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಇನ್ನು ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ and social science. Was a very bright boy in the subject. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು, ಜಾಣರಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಲೈಕ್ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, political science and social science. He had to walk 8 miles each way. In a per day, each day he was walked to the 8 miles. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ದಿನ buy a bicycle. He was a student. He had to walk 8 miles each day. ಅವನು 8 ಮೈಲುಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಓಡಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಪಡೆಯಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ he was not by a bicycle because he was a very poor. ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಬಡವರಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಒಂದು ಸೈಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. He got the degree Shastry when he was studying at Kashi Vidyapita. First name, the Lal Bahadur is one of the first name, and then joined to the Shastry name. Lal Bahadur is one of the first, and then this is the Shastry joined to later. So ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಸರಿದು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ is first name, and then later joined to the Shastry name. So and then Lal Bahadur Shastri. So he had a lead here. Sorry, he got the degree. So this is one of the degree Shastri. Shastri while he was studying in Kashi Vidyapita. So ಅವರು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಎಂಬ ಪದವಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಡೆದ್ರು? ಕಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠ. while he studying to the ಕಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠ for 4 years. 4 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಎಂಬ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದರು. He had to lead a hard life. In the boyhood days, in the earlier days, in the beginning days, in the after days, he was a very hard life. He was facing very difficulties. ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಕಳೆದರು. His monthly expenditure was just 2.5 rupees. The monthly expenditure, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳ ಖರ್ಚು ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 2.5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. 2.5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, 2.5 rupees. Okay. So this is one of the second paragraph. So once again repeated some points in the para. After his school education, he went to the Varanasi, joined to the Kashi Vidyapita, and then he was studied in 4 years. ವಾರಣಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪೀಠಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. As a student, he was a very bright boy and a very intelligent person in the subject of philosophy, economics, political science and social science. He was a very intelligent person. Next, he had to walk in 8 miles each day. ಒಂದು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 8 ಮೈಲುಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. Because he was so poor, he was not bought a bicycle by bicycle. ಸೈಕಲ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಣ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. And then he got the degree Shastri while he was studying in Kashi Vidyapita. When he was studying the Kashi Vidyapita, later he got the Shastri ಎಂಬ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. became so later Lal Bahadur is first name, later he joined to the Shastri name. Next, he had a lead a hard life in the beginning day. In the beginning start the boyhood days, he was facing many difficulties in a hard life. ಬಹಳ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಅವರು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ್ರು. His monthly expenditure was just 2.5 rupees. His monthly expenditure ತಿಂಗಳ ಖರ್ಚು ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು? ಕೇವಲ 2.5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. 2.5 rupees. Next, we go next paragraph. After his education, he joined the Indian National Congress. After his education, he was finished his education. He joined to the Indian National Congress and ಅವರು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದರು. ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವರು ಸೇರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು? ನೆಹರು ಅಂಡ್ ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ಪಟೇಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಂಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಚ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್, he joined to the Indian National Congress, participated with ನೆಹರು ಅಂಡ್ ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ಪಟೇಲ್. ಇವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು, ನೆಹರು ಮತ್ತು ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ಪಟೇಲ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಧುಮುಕಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವುದು? ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್, ಅಸಹಕಾರ ಚಳುವಳಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಂಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಚ್, ಈ ದಂಡಿ ಚಳುವಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗಿದ್ರು. He served the country in various capacities. He was one of the served to our country. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು? ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ್, ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ್, ಸಾರಿಗೆ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಸ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದರು. ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ನೆಹರು ಆದಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ point. What be interesting point? He was a carry many minister place. ಹಲವಾರು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಪದವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಇವರು ಪಡೆದರು. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಪದವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಇವರು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರು. The finally minister and also a prime minister ಆದರು. So this is one of the lesson. Today's lesson is finished. Okay, dear student, I hope all of you understand this parawise points. Okay, we meet in next class.